Okie doke. Hello, folks. I'm just going to clip on my microphone real quick. It's going to sound agonizing for a hot second, but hopefully, oof, that was quite the crunch. I apologize. But hello. Welcome to, is this my first stream of 2026? Actually, do not know. I kind of don't think it is. I think I did something a little bit earlier this year, but gosh, it's been a minute. I've been mostly focusing on long form videos for a while and doing some kind of deep dive historical stuff, been doing a lot of shorts, been having a lot of fun with things. But we just celebrated Lego Star Wars Christmas a couple days ago, and May the 4th. Today is obviously a little bit later than that. So, you know, we're making do with what we have. But I did go out and pick up several sets for May the 4th. I picked up this set here, the V-19 Torrent Starfighter. I also picked up the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced Smart Play set, not for my own enjoyment, specifically for a video. And I also grabbed the the Gingerbread AT-AT as well. So I got the Darksaber gift with purchase, and I got the little Razor Crest poly bag thing that I don't particularly care about. But I put out, first off, I'm just going to double check to make sure that my sound is coming through. Okay, and it seems like it is. I just got a new microphone recently, so we're playing around with that. So please let me know in the chat if anything sounds off or if it just sounds really, really good. That's the goal. Where was I? I got all the May the 4th sets. Great. I put out a poll earlier on my channel asking folks what they thought I should build today between this or the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced or just like something else entirely. And a little over 50% of folks voted for this set in particular. So that's what we're going to be building today. I didn't realize when I made that poll that I actually made it a quiz instead of a poll. So there was a correct answer, which I think is very silly. And I accidentally made this the correct answer. So I don't know if you were like able to change your vote to make it the correct answer. But if you were, I wonder how many people changed it. Regardless, I think this is probably the correct answer. Although I am looking forward to building the Darth Vader's tie at some point, and I'm looking forward to doing that live because I really want to capture my initial reactions to that set live on camera because I think it's going to be a doozy. I think that is going to suck a little bit, or potentially a lot of it. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll find out when we get there. Today is this set, the V-19 Torrent Starfighter. I primarily bought this set for years, if I'm being totally honest, which isn't something that I in particular do all that often with Lego Star Wars. But these minifigures were kind of too good to pass up. So you've got Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, of which I never had the original version. You have Phase 1 Clone Pilot, and you have Asajj Ventress in her Clone Wars form. But for the first time with sort of the not-Clone Wars eyes. That's not entirely true because she did come in the Anakin's Starfighter, the blue one, and she was in the 2003 Tartakovsky style. But this is the Clone Wars version specifically, but without the Clone Wars eyes. So she's going to fit in a little bit better. I actually do, let me go grab it, although now I have my new microphone that's going to sit on me at all times, so you guys can come with me. I do have a copy of the Clone Wars Ventress minifigure that I got with my Clone Wars 2008 ATTE, so we can compare them a little bit to each other. Here is that minifigure right here. If I can get that to focus. I can't. No, that's fine. We'll leave her just kind of around as our comparison point. It's very cool to me that they brought back the lightsaber, the curved lightsaber hilt for her. I'm a little surprised about that, but certainly not upset. Well, not surprised that they brought it back, but I guess surprised that it's still in production. They tend to retire molds if they're not used for 5 years. And I think the last time we saw that was in 2016 for the for Ahsoka, her Rebels version. And that was 10 years ago. So it has certainly been a minute since we've seen them. So I have to imagine that they were retired and the mold was destroyed and then they, just brought it back? Like, that's cool. But speaking of new molds, this also comes with the Phase 1 clone pilot for the very, very first time. And that is a new mold for his helmet. So that's a minifigure that fans have been wanting for a very long time. A lot of folks felt that he should have come with literally any version of the gunship, particularly the UCS one, if there was ever going to be a time. And instead they gave that set the Phase 1 clone Commander, I think, the same one that was available in a $15 blister pack. That is a whole other discussion, the conversation of what minifigures should go in what things should be exclusive and what. But certainly this one should have been in there. Regardless, we have it now in the year of our Lord 2025, although it's the year of our Lord 2026 now. So that's fine. Anyway, I'm going to, because obviously I have more to say about this, but I want to get crack-a-lackin' on this set. So we're going to break into it. Here is the back of the box as well. You can see Ventress and Obi-Wan fighting. This is what it looks like in landed position. And this shows kind of the conversion between the two. I've heard that it looks a little bit blocky, like in person, I don't know, compared to the original. I never had the original V-19 Torrent. I just found out that a friend of mine has 2, actually, for which I'm very, very jealous. Also, I'm not going to be precious about this box. Some boxes I am, but any of the ones that have the little break points here for fingers, I consider to be small enough that I don't care about the boxes. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is my first time getting paper bags. Would you look at that? That's kind of fun and novel. I have not seen these in person before. I've heard rumors. But that's very cool to find. I like to put these in sort of in order. So there's 2, 3, this must be 4, and this one is 5 down at the bottom. Hopefully that sound isn't too agonizing. I'm also building, I'm going to cover it up in a sec, but I'm building on my rebrickable brick mat that my wife got me for Christmas this year. I'm very excited about that. Happy to answer questions about it because people always do have questions about it. I think that's interesting. So we'll crack open the manual here. And oh joy, did they include a brick separator? I'm going to laugh very hard if they include a brick separator. Oh boy, good, a brick separator, because I didn't have enough of those already. I mean, it's good that they include them. If you're new and you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 4 is, I'm too lazy to do the math. Oops, there goes Perry the brick separator. Good to get one, I suppose. But we'll add it to the pile afterwards. That's funny. And here's our sticker sheet. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stickers, which is not the worst, but it's also kind of not the best. So, oh well, I suppose. Put that over to the side. A little bag, it's 2 little bags as well. So I've gotten one set that included a bunch of plastic bags. It was actually the Speed Champions DeLorean set that came with a bunch of plastic bags, and then inside the plastic bags were paper bags, which I thought was very, I don't know, silly. You know what I mean? Like, why include them like that? Also interesting to me is that these paper bags are all lined with, I don't know if this is wax or if this is paper or plastic, but if this is plastic inside of a paper bag, that feels like it a little bit defeats the purpose. So But that's fine. So we begin with our Obi-Wan minifigure, and he looks pretty great. Another fine addition to my collection here. I kind of have too many Obi-Wans these days. I didn't really have any, and then the Obi-Wan show came out, and I got several of those sets, and now I just have entirely too many Obi-Wans. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Likely not, but maybe I can zoom in on it. Yeah, there he is. I think that's a pretty rad looking Obi-Wan minifigure. He's got leg printing, he's got arm printing, no dual molded legs because it's Lego Star Wars and we can't have nice things. Although I do feel that this would have been the perfect figure to do so. I mean, lots of Lego Star Wars figures could be. But if you just did, like, he's supposed to have this robe printing all the way around. Or the robe, sorry, he's supposed to have the robe, the actual robe, if this were a real person, all the way around. So we'll just make this tanned, go all the way around. Or don't, whatever, that's fine. Tanner, hello, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by. We're building a little bit of Lego Star Wars here today. I hope you're having a good day. You popped in at exactly the right moment because we're literally right at the very beginning. You just recently got into Lego Star Wars. How recently are we talking? Like in the past couple years or in like the past couple, I don't know, weeks, months, days? Mainly the minifigs? Well, you know what? This is a kick butt set for you. I try not to swear, but you know what I'm trying to say. This is a great set because this has all the minifig, all the like best minifigures in just like a tiny little set. Past week, oh my gosh, what got you into Lego Star Wars all of a sudden? I feel like it's been around for so long that a lot of folks who are into it have been into it for a long time. Did I? No, okay, this is supposed to go like this. I've just been really fascinated with the different minifigures. I'm a big Clone Wars fan anyway. Well, I'll tell you what, Clone Wars fans are kind of eating good lately with Lego Star Wars. It really felt like, obviously they were making Clone Wars sets while the Clone Wars was airing, but then 2020, when they made Clone Wars Season 7, was also a time that Lego said, yep, we can also do that. And they started making Clone Wars. So they started making a bunch of Clone Wars sets again starting then. And they just have been keeping on doing that for forever. There's a lot of really good Clone Wars sets out right now. What are some of your favorite minifigs? In either your collection or ones that you'd like to get somewhere on down the road. These two. Oh no, I don't add another one of these. They just connect to each other. That makes sense. To know some of the figs go for so much money is crazy to me. Yeah, that is kind of the downside of Lego Star Wars. Is that it, and especially getting into it right now, is that the prices are just absolutely nuts, and only getting kind of nutser as it goes. Just got Plo Koon and Coleman Trevor. That's nice. That Coleman Trevor minifigure is that's an older one. I'm sure that cost you a pretty penny. I can't get all of my. I can't bring my camera over to where my case is. That has all of my other Lego Star Wars figures. But what I can grab to show you, I just started putting this together last year, and I've been getting, adding to it slowly, piece by piece by piece by piece. And this set's going to flesh it out nicely. Is this clone, specifically Kaminoans and clones minifigure case. So if you're big into minifigures, you might enjoy this. The crown jewel of this collection is this Captain Rex, which is my original one from 2008. Unfortunately, I'm missing his helmet and all of his armor, which is pretty humiliating because the rest of him, except for the head, are all stock standard parts, which means that I don't have, except for the head, I don't have any way of proving that I actually own this minifigure. And I will find those other pieces at some point, I'm sure. But until then, it's just going to have to be a little bit embarrassing. Would you say it's worth investing in, or should I wait? Will prices go down? I think Star Wars is a tricky one, because a lot of folks are in it exclusively for the investing, which means that they're buying sets regardless of demand with the hopes of reselling it later. And that's a really good way to artificially drive up prices, because folks are just buying them and hanging on to them. So, and a lot of that started kind of in that 2020 period that I was talking about, when the kind of Clone Wars got big and everyone was stuck home because of the, the stuff going on and in the world, a couple things. So people started buying or getting back into Lego, and so investors started investing in Lego. I don't know. I imagine that has to go down at some point, right? Like that, the craze has to end. My wife is really big into Pokemon and Pokemon card collecting specifically, and she's just watched it rise and fall and be its own beast for years upon years. And it kind of increases in popularity and dies off. The thing about these is I imagine they're going to die off like Pokemon craze did. It was huge in the 90s, and then everyone got a bunch, and then it eventually died off until the pandemic, and then it came back. So Lego craze is going to die down eventually. It must. I don't know if it's going to be in 5 years, 10 years, or however many years, but eventually it will die down. I don't think that it is ever going to get cheaper. So I think that things will stop getting more expensive, but I don't know if they're ever going to get cheaper. I think one of the strangely one of the best things that's happened to Lego Star Wars recently, but sucks for me in particular, is Lego Ninjago has its 15th anniversary this year, and they're going whole hog. My light's really flickering, and I don't know why. Lego's going whole hog on that. They're making a bunch of anniversary minifigures, and a lot of the same folks who were investing in Lego Star Wars are now investing in Lego Ninjago because it's kind of the hot button thing, and that's causing Ninjago prices to skyrocket and do the exact same thing that Lego Star Wars prices did a couple of years ago. The interesting thing is that I feel like people have been talking about Lego Star Wars less. I don't know if that's because of it, but it certainly is in correlation with it. One of the Ninjago minifigures just passed $1,000 supposedly in value, and I don't think there's only one. There's only one Star Wars character that is that, and it's the Cloud City Boba Fett. And so I think that if the people who are artificially driving up prices are focused on a different theme right now, then you might be safe. The Star Wars world might be safe. Yeah, you heard about the Ninjago craze. It's been nuts. Unfortunately, I'm a big Ninjago fan. So I've got I'm old school. I've been doing it since 2011, but I've got my Ninjago stuff on deck even right here. So it's been really unfortunate for that world. And just in a year where I was feeling frustrated at Lego Star Wars for getting so expensive, I was like, all right, I'll just get Ninjago stuff this year. And then that blew up in everyone's faces. So, same thing. Will it go down? The prices themselves probably will not go down. It will not get cheaper, but it will stop getting more expensive. That was a very, very roundabout answer to your question. I hope it was helpful. Nice hands. My goodness. What a horrifying thing to say, Sawyer. How's it going? I found out recently that I can simultaneously stream to mobile, like YouTube Shorts viewers as well. So I have a portrait and a landscape version streaming simultaneously, which is very fun, but it does mean that the folks who are viewing this in vertical are getting just the closest up view of everything that's going on. So, you know, if hands is your thing, then you're seeing that. That helped a lot. Good, I'm glad. I wanted to get a base plate for my collection, but even that was like $10. Yep. That is, unfortunately, that's just Lego for you. The prices are at a premium now, more than ever. The best thing about base plates, surprisingly, is that they're a really good gift from someone who doesn't know anything about Lego. So I got, I had a friend who knew that I was particularly into Lego and had no idea what to give me for a birthday gift. And so they got me, well, I guess I can't really get to it right now, but they got me like 20 base plates just because they thought, they were like, yeah, this is Lego, right? This is what they like. And you know, you're not wrong. Although I will say, if you're looking to display minifigures on something, a base plate is not a bad start, but I would recommend investing in some sort of nice display case to show things off. That's a little bit more dust proof, and it kind of takes up a little, I guess it doesn't take up less space. It takes up a different kind of space. I have mine up on a wall. I have some shorts and some long form videos that are out about that you should check out. Not right now though. You should check those out later. And hopefully they're helpful to you as well. But I really like putting all my stuff in cases, wall cases, I mean. Some of them are really expensive, but not all of them. There's some that I bought off of Amazon that hold... Oh, actually, well, okay, so it doesn't hold any Star Wars figures right now because I just, the ones I have that have Star Wars figures in them are mounted up on the wall. But here's one that holds some of my superhero minifigures. So you've got DC, Spider-Verse, Marvel down here. This display case hangs on a wall. I got command strips on it right now, but this was like 30-ish bucks, between 30 and 40 bucks. And that was not a bad deal. The one that I have all my clones in, that was kind of crazy. That was 40, 50 bucks. I recommend it if you really have a vision for it. But, kind of depends on what your space is like. I might just DIY it. Well, there you go. There are folks, I don't know if you've ever seen the YouTuber Duck Bricks. He's a Lego just YouTuber, crazy collector in general. And what he did was he took base plates, which are a little bit, they're still $10 as you were pointing out. But he took base plates and he mounted them to his wall vertically like this. And then did some variation of taking a little plate or something and mounting minifigures to it like this to make a DIY wall-mounted wall-mounted display case. And you can the benefit of this is versatility. You can determine how much space is between your minifigures. I personally find that all of the studs like this is a little bit busy, textured. So that's why I have mine in actual bigger, more proper display cases, because that's not as much. But it's a really cool idea for like making a DIY wall case if that's something you're into. And there are some folks, I mean, if you really wanted to get crazy with it, I bet you could get a bunch of tiles and tile off those. Maybe that's what I'll do. Get tiles and tile off the studs like that so that they're not super busy. You may have sparked something in me, my friend. I like that plan. New ideas happening live. You can make a full-on artwork with the tiles, right? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Lego has a bunch of artwork sets that are just basically that. My wife and I just recently took a trip to an art museum, and we saw a Monet painting. And my touch point was, oh my gosh, they just made a Lego set of that, which is maybe a little bit sad in the world of fine art. But I do have the Vincent van Gogh, or Van Gogh, whatever, his Starry Night painting I have up on display on my wall. And I really want to get, he's one of my favorite artists, so I really want to get the Sunflower set as well. Then they also make like, I don't know if they make any Star Wars. Oh no, they do make Star Wars ones that are all made out of 1x1 little plates. So they're all this, but they're just pixel art. And they're huge. People make mocks of them. They make Star Wars ones. They make superhero ones. I see a lot of. There was like a Batman one and a Spider-Man one that are just full-on wall art. I don't really have space for any of those in my apartment, so we're sticking to the Starry Night one. It's pretty, and it comes with a little Vincent van Gogh minifigure, which is also adorable. Speaking of art figures, too, I just recently saw that they're coming out with a Leonardo da Vinci tribute set, which I might have to pick up. I got shit for that. Whoa, I'm swearing up a storm here. I ain't got space for that either. Nice, yeah. That's the constant struggle with any Lego collection is space. Where did I see the... Oh, these are back here. And I've got more plates along here. And look at this. We're just about finished the first bag. We've just been yapping and building. Gotta go, man. It's 12 a.m. here. Oh my goodness. Go to sleep, my friend. That is super important. But thank you for the talk and advice. Really appreciate it. Of course. And not to plug stuff, because I don't like those people sometimes. But if you are looking for more information about like cases and stuff, I have some cases and store displays and kits and stuff. There's stuff up on my channel if you are interested, but no pressure. And have a good night and sleep well. And we're on to bag 2. So I guess we'll put Obi-Wan up here with our older Ventress. Unfortunately, I'm missing her skirt piece as well. That's kind of the trouble that I have with a lot of my older Lego Star Wars stuff from when I was a kid, is that I'm missing pieces of it, which is probably a universal experience, I'm sure. But of course, because I'm me, I took all of my, what I considered the coolest pieces, and I put them in a box together. And then I lost that box. So I know that that's got some of my old Bionicle sets in it, which is very hot topic at the moment, Bionicle. And it had some of my Star Wars stuff. I think I managed to retain all of my Ninjago stuff, which was good. Maybe I just didn't think it was as cool at the time, which is hilarious given where I'm at now in the year of our Lord 2026, which is a phrase I keep saying over and over and over again. And that's fine. And speaking of old collections, I just recently got a friend of mine who, if they see this at some point, hello and shout out and thank you. A good friend of mine just donated a bunch of Lego to my to the Brickstorian cause, which I'm very, very grateful for. And in it is a lot of old sets that I'm looking forward to diving into. I've got some actually right on deck here. There's this Anakin's Delta Interceptor. which is going to be really fun. I want to make sure that I take it apart and put it back together. I've got this here Hailfire droid that is still missing some pieces. I've pieced together most of it, but it's still missing a little bit. I've got this battle pack. Whoa, what are they up to? Yikes. They're just there for space. Don't worry about it. I've got this Resistance X-Wing, which is, now that I'm holding it in hand, I'm realizing a super underrated set. Remember when Lego Star Wars minifigures could still sit in their cockpits, sit straight up, and this could close around them? That's nuts. But super cool feature with that. So I'm planning on putting all these back together and doing some sort of video about them at some point, which will be fun, because those are a lot of, it was kind of an era of Lego Star Wars that I wasn't necessarily collecting, kind of in the 2016, 2017 era, but it'll round out my collection nicely. But where I was going with that was that it is also missing a lot of pieces, which has been both a joy and a challenge for me, because a lot of it came just bulk. So it's all just loose in these giant bins, and I have to sort through all of them. And not only am I finding pieces for the sets that I know are in there, but I'm also discovering new sets that I didn't know were in the collection. None of it is documented or anything, so I'm just going through it. So I just saw a picture of you from like 2015 yesterday. Oh no, I just saw a picture of me from 2015 the other day, and I winced very hard. Why were you looking at pictures of me from 2015? Ooh, also Sawyer, because you know about these things, let me know how my audio sounds. I just got a new mic, and I think I've balanced it somewhat decently, but you're someone that I trust to let me know if it sounds good or if it's a little funky. It wasn't on purpose. How did you accidentally stumble upon pictures of me? Without doxing us, how did you accidentally stumble upon pictures of me? I found them because I was looking at pictures of my wife. But why did you find them? This is a crazy stud's not on top. Well, yeah, no, now this is the top if you're looking at stud stuff. It's great, pretty crystal, excellent. My main concern was volume, because I just got myself a set of DJI mic minis, and I have the receiver in the other room. So, I'm glad that it's all. This Stepson has a picture of, oh no, a picture of her that I was in. That sounds like a theater picture, which is even worse. It's been very funny recently. I've been working a lot in theater stuff, mostly behind the scenes. And I remember the fact that I went to school to be an actor. And yet I do find just a little bit of disconnect with that world right now, having spent so much time now, just over a year, doing YouTube stuff. Which, by the way, 1 year anniversary of YouTube just passed, of this channel, which was very fun. And it's funny how doing something that you've kind of always dreamed about doing does change your perspective a little bit on doing the thing that you thought you wanted to do. And maybe I still will end up doing that at some point. I would love that. But right now I'm doing this, and this is very fun. It may have been, but it wasn't clearly theater. Okay, that's very fair. There's a lot of Technic in this build, and it's also not very wide, which is a bummer for, as the kids say, shrinkflation, but is actually kind of a benefit, a pro in the category for, or in the odds of this set being able to be displayed amongst my other LEGO Star Wars sets, because I don't have a whole lot of space left after having both ATTE sets on the cabinet. But I might actually end up, right now I have the Republic tank, I think it's called. The one that came with Mace Windu and the purple clone troopers is on that shelf. And I'm kind of thinking I might replace that with this. Oh, these remind me of, so I just built the, well, not just, that was a couple weeks ago, built the Artemis 2 rocket set. It's the Technic one specifically. I realized recently that there was a larger version that was kind of a bigger, I want to say UCS, but that's not really what it is because it's not Star Wars, but the big kind of collector scale Artemis 2. And so I just built the Technic version, and it has all of these Technic parts. I've never built Technic before in my life, so it was a little bit of a challenging build, but not too bad. It was just a lot of different pieces. It felt like I was building with something that was not Lego, like I was building with some sort of a different system of some kind. But if you are a big Lego fan who has never built anything Technic related, I highly recommend it. All the Technic fans who are watching are all like, yeah, we've known this for a while. But thank you for your grace, because I'm new to that world. I still don't know if I would necessarily seek out any Technic sets. I think that it's probably not necessarily for me. I have some friends who are big into like cars and car mechanics, and I've seen some crazy Technic builds that really, what's the word I'm looking for? Not embody, but I guess represent. Literally just like how a car functions with, a motor and pistons and valves and all of these things that I am absolutely not qualified to say much about because I'm a Lego person. One of the sets that came in the collection that was recently donated to me was a train set. The old is either 9-volt or 12-volt train set that comes with the tracks, and the power flows through the tracks and everything. Plug the whole thing into the wall, and seems very technical, but I'm looking forward to figuring it out. That's part of why I bought the Smart Brick set, is that I'm gonna try to do a deep dive, like a historical deep dive into the world of electronics in Lego. So that's all the different train pieces, that's the Smart Brick obviously, but then it's also light bricks and sound bricks. Back, before those were smart. I feel like they used to be so much cooler. Whoa, my light just got a lot brighter. I don't know if you guys can see that flickering on screen. Hopefully not. But in case you can, I'm very sorry. I hope everyone's okay with that, like medically and sensorially. That's a cool little sub-assembly here. I wonder what the purpose of that is. If it's just going to be decoration, but like, I don't know, this little greebling detail, this little pipe is very neat. So this on the underside goes like this. These, if everything goes straight, these go in that hole and that hole. No, I did that backwards. Rats. Pop off, pop off. And we'll go back to this. Ah, I see. That's the purpose. I'm glad I asked. There's a little clip. Oh, there's a clip there that holds it in place like that. And then if I let go, there's a clip down here that grabs this bar here and holds it in. Oh, that's a little janky, but holds it in place like that. So this is going to be our big fin. Wait, so if it goes under like this and then it goes up. Yeah, that makes sense. Like a 90-degree little lift arm thing. That's a cool little function. A little janky here, but that's okay. Okay, cool. On with the stuff. How do they want me to do it? Like this? Great. Then we shall do it like this. Artiste Luna, hi, hello. Hello, Artiste. No, we'll go with Luna. How's it going? Hope you're having a lovely evening. I'm just over here building a Lego set and having a good time. I'm a little bit surprised by all of its, by the functions from it. This is just very elegant right here. You just built a set yourself. What set did you build? I recently got myself a bunch of sets for May the 4th this year. I suppose I should probably have those to show off, but this is the one we're building today. I got this, and I also got one of the Smart Play sets, which I will certainly regret, but will make for a very interesting video that I have planned. I hope. I really hope. Otherwise, I will have spent way too much money for nothing, which is cool. Okay, this must be the little cockpit area. Lego Friends Unicorn and Flamingo Pool Party. Oh, very nice. Dude, I have been really warming up to Friends sets recently. I feel like they have kind of a reputation for, I don't know, being too simple. I know a lot of folks really don't necessarily like the mini dolls. But I just started working on a bakery set. It's not new, but there's some really cool pieces. Hang on, I have a bit of parts over here that I've been putting together. These are all from old Friends sets, and this piece in particular has a sticker on it that's like metallic silver, which I think is really cool. And this is such a pretty little wall piece. So yeah, I've really been warming to Friends sets. I guess I'm not as much a big fan of the mini dolls, but I don't think that they're egregious like a lot of folks do. I think that they're just different. And I think if I get a bunch of them and then I integrate them into my Lego City that I will build eventually someday, then they won't look so different. And that's just fine. Oh, you just subbed? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're having a good time already. I have a couple Friends parts as well in my minifigure collection. I guess if I had any gripe with Friends, I wish that the mini doll heads were compatible with regular minifigure bodies. But I like that their hair pieces are, because that's very fun. And there's a lot of really cool Friends hair pieces. So I'm just going to have to come up with some lore as to why some folks in the Lego City maybe they're just very tall. They're just all way taller than the minifigures are. I remember when they announced that there were Wicked sets coming out, the very first wave of sets for the Wicked movie, and they all had mini dolls in them. People got very, very, very upset about that for what I consider to be no particular reason. Because if you're buying them, then you must clearly like Wicked, so you're probably in it for the set. And then eventually, of course, they made minifigures as well. The Dorothy minifigure from that I remember being particularly lovely. Lego Friends Unicorn and Flamingo Pool Party. Did you see last year they came out with, it wasn't a Friends set, but it was a unicorn-based set. It was like Unicorn Playhouse or something? Let me look it up real quick. I'm just going to look up a recent Lego Unicorn set. And see, yes, Lego Unicorn Castle. That's the one. Came out last year and is just a really crazy, pretty set with some Awesome colors in it as well. And they came out with a new unicorn mold, so hopefully you were also graced by that in your unicorn set. I think the color scheme of this set in particular is very interesting because it's not the same as a bunch of other Republic sets. A bunch of those have dark red and white and lime green, I think. And instead of lime green, this one has olive green. So I wonder how that's going to look in comparison. Oh gosh, here's a sticker that I have to get right. Gotta go silent for a second while I place this sticker. She ain't perfect. I'm gonna give it one more try. But if it ain't gonna be perfect, then perhaps it just isn't gonna be perfect, and that's okay. That is, nope. Golly, I'm just a lot of trouble here. That's worse. That's definitely worse than it was before. Where's that brick separator? I've seen some people do some pretty crazy tricks with brick separators and stickers before. It has also been suggested to me a ton of times to use the soap and water method or the Windex method, both of which have damaged my bricks in the past. Or damaged my stickers, rather. You know, I think the print actually isn't aligned on the sticker. Oh my gosh, I just keep getting worse. And I'm like crinkling the edge too. This is a crime. I definitely had it best the first time. Okay, I think that's good enough. Can you guys even see from there that it's off? What, can you see now? Nope, I think so. Oh my god, that's going on the inside? I did all of that and it's going on the inside? Oh boy. Oh, that's gonna cause some violence from me. Ah! Not actually. For the YouTube AI, no actual violence, to be clear. I don't know what's the price, but it could be expensive. Oh, is that on the one that you had or the unicorn castle that I was talking about? Because it very well could be. Lego is expensive these days. I was just talking about that with somebody earlier. That it's really kind of unfortunate lately, the way that Lego is treating folks in terms of price. olive green here instead of lime green is certainly a choice. Hopefully it still looks good with everything. 'Cause I've kind of become a Lego colors nerd recently. The Unicorn Castle, let me look. It is... Right now it's 45 bucks. Looks like it's on sale at Target for like 35. So yeah, I mean, it's all subjective, isn't it? I haven't picked it up because I don't feel that it's worth the price for me, but I would pick it up on a sale because that is not meant to be a condemnation of the set, which is very, very, very cool. Hopefully you guys are jamming with the music that I've got on in the background too. I try to keep it subtle, but hopefully it's a vibe for a cozy little Lego stream like this. I've got my own lo-fi playing that unfortunately only I can hear because it's not royalty free. And I want to make sure that that we obey the YouTube gods above. This is the way. Oh man, yeah, this is the way. How are we feeling about are any of you excited about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie in particular? Because I feel like reactions I've seen have been kind of all over the board for that movie. There's a friend set I've been trying to find, the Unicorn Dream Cafe. Let me look that up real quick. In a vast tonal shift from the Mandalorian set, or the Mandalorian movie. Lego. Oh, that's cute. Oh my god, it's got one of the little, I have them in here. Nope, I might have taken them out, but it's got one of the little Squishmallows in it. The unbranded plush toys. And it's got a little unicorn horn. That's so pretty. Have you watched any of the Friends TV show? Because I feel like, so where I am, we have a Lego channel that alternates between various Lego original TV shows. Sometimes it plays old Ninjago, sometimes it plays new Ninjago, sometimes it plays Chima, but sometimes it plays Friends if you get it at kind of the right time of day. And I've been watching a little bit of the show. It seems really fun. And I just found out that apparently it's a generational thing. So there's old, because Friends, so next year is Friends. I was talking earlier about Ninjago's 15th anniversary. Next year is Friends' 15th anniversary as well. And tech anniversary, if you can believe that. So I imagine they're going to be doing some really cool Friends anniversary sets. Hey, just found your live and wanted to tell you to keep up. I'm hoping that's keep it up and not keep up. I'm hoping this isn't a race all of a sudden. Because if this is a race, I'm losing, and that's scary. But if it's keep it up, then that's very supportive, and thank you very much. ETI 10, thank you very much. Keep it up. All right, okay, good. We're not racing. If it's racing and you don't know, it's like being in a staring contest and you don't know. It's just, you're just off to a slow start. You're off to a losing start. You got a disadvantage. No good. You have seen Friendship. Nice. Awesome. We're just kind of wrapping up bag 2 here. I'm very impressed with the functionality here of how the fin is going to work. I'm a little bit concerned that it won't clip in smoothly on the underside here, but hopefully once it's built out a little bit more, we won't have that issue. It's very, very sturdy as well. So I'm mostly, I don't know what my expectations going into this set were. If I was expecting to love it or if I was expecting to hate it. I know that there have been strong opinions about... Well, actually, no. I don't know what the opinions of this set have been online. I feel like when it was announced, everyone went, hey, this set is really is expensive, but not too expensive. And it's got great minifigures, but it's also kind of expensive. And then no one talked about it for a really long time. So, I don't know. Oh, is that it? Is that the end of this bag? I think it is. Which means that it is time for our next minifigure, which is very exciting. Yeah, these are all loose pieces. I don't know why they give loose pieces, or loose extra pieces for these. This is the 6 stud long bar. I don't feel like I lose that a whole bunch. Do you guys? You know, paper versus plastic bag, I'm sure is a whole debate. Tearing a paper bag is just, that's unmatched levels of satisfying right there. Ooh, and we've got our windscreen piece in here too. I'm hoping, since it was just in a bag with everything else, that it's not too badly scratched up. When I built the Friends sets, I saw the paper bags, and I don't know why. I don't really know why either. I think, so they pitched it, they marketed it as a big eco-friendly thing. So they wanted to help out the planets, and my brain keeps wanting to say economy. It's not economy, ecology, ecological. Yeah, it's a big help the planet push to have less plastic. But having less plastic in a Lego set where everything is made of plastic. Let that sink in for a second. I don't know how I feel. They changed the covers of the sets of the instruction manuals to make them less, I guess, detailed, supposedly to conserve ink, also for the planet. What's the word I'm looking for? That's not economy. It's not ecology. Environment, for the environment. That's what it is. There's a lot of folks that feel it's very silly, and you're more than welcome to form your own opinion on that. But either way, that's what they say. Either way, I guess I'm always skeptical because companies very rarely do things just out of the goodness of their hearts. So I have to imagine that there was some sort of financial reason, maybe an investor, or maybe it was expensive to make them the way that they were making them. Because, yeah, corporations rarely make decisions just because it's the right thing to do. So I don't know. Why do you think they might have changed it? I recently, and I made a short about it as well, but I recently opened a set that was all plastic bags, but it had a paper bag inside of it. So it was, these are all plastic see-through, and then it had one of the little paper bags inside of it. And I thought that was very strange. Why not go whole hog? Why only go half hog? Why it called oven? If you in the cold food, out hot, eat the food. I realize that is potentially a very old meme at this point. I may be dating myself with my memes. No, that's okay. Oop, there we go. There's a lot of tiling off on this, which is both lovely for display, but also makes me a little bit anxious because I have fingy prints, and I don't really want to get fingy prints all over my beautifully tiled Lego Star Wars sets. And here we go with our canopy. It doesn't look to be too... Oh, no, there's a big scratch right there. I won't make it worse, but there it is. So, interesting. Like I was talking about, it has the olive green instead of the lime green, but then this is so bright and vibrant and yellow that it almost offsets it. And I wonder what it's going to look like on the whole when the whole thing is done. Because it's going to... you're going to have kind of a darker color than you expect and a brighter color than you expect. I saw a building technique in the Friends set. The instructions told me to put popsicle sticks as the feet for the flamingo floaty. It was really cool. Yeah, no, it's for sure. I think that's another really cool thing in Friends sets. Well, I mean, in Lego sets in general, new part usage or notable part usage. It's called NPU for short. I think they should call it cool parts usage because I love to see that kind of thing. I love when in general Lego sets are just have fun with it. Have fun with the design. I don't know necessarily how old you are or kind of what you're looking for in a Lego set, but I was talking earlier with somebody about some of the Lego art sets, the like actual painting art sets, and the Van Gogh set I found had some particularly really cool building techniques. I know they just came out with there's a Japanese waterfall art set that has some really fun, they use crowbar pieces for some of the birds. And I think that is just such a neat part usage. They use some really fun cloud pieces. There's just in general some very fun techniques. I definitely skipped a step or two or a page. In fact, a whole page did I skip. Ruh-roh. No way I skipped more than that, did I? Oh no, it's showing. I see. That is the danger with building and talking at the same time. And you would think that I would have figured it out by now, having streamed Lego sets for now a little over a year. But alas, I'm still out here making mistakes. That was a crazy little reality check for me recently. I got the notification that my channel is a year old, and it does not feel like that at all. But I am very honored to have been doing this for a long time. I've done it 2 skipped steps. It's common. Yes, exact. The only difference is you don't have people watching you do it. Yeah, my least favorite is losing parts in the bag. The parts that I'm like, I'm missing pieces. And then I look back in the bag and I see, oh, they were there the whole time. And you know what? That's something that I bet will get worse with paper bags. Because, well, I guess they're a little bit flatter than the plastic bags are. They're less likely to kind of fold over. But they're not transparent anymore. So you're gonna lose them in there more often, I have to imagine. But yeah, it is the constant struggle for Lego builders is losing pieces. My wife and I have been living together for a very long time now, and I just recently have been sorting through a bulk thing of Lego. Big bulk bin that was donated to me by a friend, and that's been a very exciting project. The problem is that as I'm sorting through things, I'm having to kind of take up space to do so. And she has been very patient with me 100% the whole time. But I did tell her, you know, in all the years of us living together, you've never stepped on a Lego. And I'm not gonna lie, if there was ever a time that you might accidentally, there might be a Lego on the floor for you to step on, it might be now. So I'm so sorry about that. I've messed this up. Let me scooch these down. Then scooch these back on this. There we go. This back on this. This on this. And yes, that is how it is. Yes, that is how it is. And then this slots on here. There we go. One of these days I'll have to do a stream where I build Lego like this, but it's, I get a microphone really all up in there, and I do do it as some sort of ASMR style stream. Oops, I was supposed to have grabbed this piece. Happened to me too. I skipped the first step of the first instruction booklet. Skipped when you put the sunglasses on the cat. Oh no! And it being the first book of the first step of the first instruction booklet, I bet you didn't find it for a while, huh? That's a tough combo. That's always the worst thing, is when you get to the end of a Lego build like this, and you have pieces left over, and you're supposed to have some pieces left over, but sometimes you'll have like a one of these. Gosh, and you just kind of know that you weren't supposed to have skipped that. Oops. I wonder if this is going to be one of the, if this is the middle wing, or if this is one of the side wings. Oh, this is cool. This is the little teacup plate piece. I don't know why. This is teacup in my mind. But when you have a little, like the pot of tea, here's one. If you have the pot of tea, it sits on the little teacup, and here it is in black to give some dimension to these engines. There's some fun parts usage. And on the back side we get, ooh, an engine. Oh, here it is. I did not see that at first. For some reason, in my apartment right now, it smells like cookies, which is very exciting and also very sad, because I do not have the cookies myself. It was still in the bag. Yeah, that is the classic. 1, 2. I have to imagine this must be one of the side wings, because it's not very, well, no, it does have anti-studs on the back. Or sorry, anti-plates. What are they called? Well, it doesn't matter. And also, yeah. I don't have the pieces to attach the side wings. So nope, it must in fact be the middle one. It was a small set, only 3 bags. Yeah, but you know what? Those are sometimes the best ones. One of my favorite sets of this year is this little Back to the Future. It's the DeLorean, but they call it the Back to the Future time machine. And this was just a little set. I don't know how many pieces it is, but it scales really nicely, and it was a fun, very, very fun build. I guess I've come to appreciate in recent years the build process more so sometimes than the display ability of a set. Because sometimes the build process is just really enjoyable. I noticed it first I built the BD-1 set from Jedi Fallen Order many years back. And it was the first Lego set that I ever built where the build process was so enjoyable that I kind of almost didn't want it to be over. I mean, that's, an exaggeration, of course, but it was the first time that I had a whole lot of fun building the set. And that's when I really started to notice. And honestly, this one's been fine. Nothing super exceptional, but some of my favorite build sets have been the Ninjago City Gardens, for everything that set brings to the table. The Van Gogh set had some rough parts of that build, unfortunately, because there were some bits that were just incredibly repetitive. And yep, I was right. This is the bottom bit, the bottom wing. But the bits that weren't repetitive were very fun. We're really technicking it up here. Hey, look at that! We have a ship. At least the beginnings of one. And then this goes all the way under here and clicks in place. And we have our flying ship like this. I actually really like the way that this fin sticks up. I know that it's not canon for the center fin to be up and the side fins to be down, but honestly, that seems like kind of a banging way to display the set. Oh, I see. Oh, so then these... No? What do these... studs attached to. Nothing, it seems. This clip on the bottom also does not always clip 100% the first try. That feels like something that might need a modification. Did I do it right? Yeah, I did. You really gotta press it in there for it to hold. I mean, once it does, oops, I broke off a piece. Once it does hold though, it is quite sturdy. Okie doke. So, we're making very good progress. We're now on to bag 4 out of 5. And of course, they're gonna hide that Ventress minifigure in like the last bag. I suppose that's probably for the best. Draw out the anticipation or something. I'm going to real quick take a power cable and run it elsewhere. I apologize for jiggling my camera so much. Because I have a computer here that is about to die, and it's what I'm reading all of your lovely chats on. So I'm very interested in it not dying. And the power cable that I have is not long enough. So if you'll bear with me for just one moment, I'm sure I'm going to have some microphone scuffles, but I will try to keep them as minimal as possible as I grab a better, longer cable to plug in my devices. I am usually more prepared than this, but that's okay. We're keeping it casual here on a Saturday. It's a good time. Hope you all are having a good weekend. I know I am, but it's better when I'm spending it with you. Okie doke. Computer is replugged in, so I'm gonna plug in my camera once again. Pardon the jiggle. There we go. And move this back. Perfect. Okay, bag number 4. We're doing some engines. Oh, and cool part usage. Black barrels here. I've never seen barrels in black. Gosh, now I'm thinking maybe I want to, instead of displaying this nicely, maybe I'm going to want to take this set apart just to get some access to some of these parts. Oh, I'm supposed to wait on that. Okay, that's fine. We're building just one side right now. The wing and the whole assembly. I'm seeing some of these big Bionicle hand-looking pieces. So I have to imagine that that's what's going to grab the little ball joints on the sides, and these are going to be the wings. Once you see one wing, we'll kind of have a sense for how it's all going to go together. Another barrel for how we want to display this. There we go. TBH, I hate Technic. Interesting. What do you hate about Technic? I say that as not necessarily the world's... Uh-oh. Did I grab the wrong pieces for this? As not necessarily the world's biggest Technic fan at all, but I've recently softened... Oh, I forgot one of these. I've recently softened on Technic a little bit because of a particular set. And I can show you that in just a second. Okay, good. Let me grab that right now. So this was given to me for my birthday. This is the Lego Technic NASA Artemis II rocket. And I don't think there's a way for me to display it laying down properly. But this bottom assembly is all I mean, the whole thing is all Technic, which is not great. But the functionality is so crazy. I think it'll still work sideways. Nope, not quite. These little side rocket pieces fly off the sides. And by this point, normally it's standing up, not down like this. And then as you extend it, I'm just cranking this little handle over here. The little top piece there floats off. And, oh yeah, it's not super happy about me doing it sideways, but that's okay. And look at how far that extends. So you go from having the little rocket set to just this huge. I mean, this takes up so much space, and the functionality is so cool. And you can kind of wind it down manually like this. This is not how you're supposed to. You're supposed to crank it back, but it looks very cool on a shelf, and the functionality is very cool. And I guess it could probably only be accomplished with Technic. So I've softened on that. It also was not a great building experience, but I got very invested in the building experience. But I know what you mean. There are a lot of Lego folks who do really quite hate Technic, and I have to say I understand why. It's a very different. My experience with that was that it felt like I was building not Lego. It felt like a different building system. I'm going to shut up for a little second here so we can just vibe and build for a brief moment together. Now, I can't say shut up for that long. I talk too much. Something that I wish is that I could somehow buy Lego sets for everyone watching the stream at home, so we could all build together. Because I feel like there's something so cathartic about building Lego together, and just like, I don't know, having a peaceful little moment. And I would love for you guys to build sets alongside me, but also, you know, can't make you. I'm really hoping the sticker is symmetrical so that I can place it properly. My trick is usually to have, if the side and the top or bottom are both symmetrical distance away from each other, then at least it will be, ooh, that color match is not great. I don't know if that's going to come through on camera, but this is a much different white than this. Like Lego white is kind of a milky white, and this is a very like pure white. That does not look great. But oh well. Did I do this correctly? No, this plate here is not long enough. It's supposed to be this one. There we go. That's better. So yeah, someday, if this the YouTube thing ever worked out, it'd be fun to someday have enough money to be able to buy sets for people watching, so you could all watch build sets with me. That's what I'd do if I had like Elon Musk money, or I don't know, maybe someone. If I was a billionaire and I had more money than I could possibly do anything with, I would first end world hunger, and then I would, I don't know, put that money towards social services and helping people out, and then I would buy Lego for everyone. I could just buy the Lego the company. There's a thought. This has spiraled off the rails very quickly. I apologize. I don't know who lets me just talk on the internet, but thank you. I appreciate it. I wonder if this is going to be as nicely tiled off. I guess it can't be because I don't have all the parts that I would need for it. But if it was going to be as nicely tiled off as the middle fin, given that it is going up in the air the same way that the middle fin did. Although I suppose the difference is that one has like a top and a bottom to it, versus the middle fin just has left and right. So it kind of needs to be treated better. Oops, I forgot a piece. Good to see that these Bionicle hands stick out. Oh, Michaela, I don't remember what I said, priorities. But I believe you. And I believe you that my priorities were correct as well. Whatever they may have been. I think next time I build a set, it will be the Unicorn Dream Cafe. Heck yeah. That would be awesome. I wish you all the luck in finding it. Oh yes, one world hunger. No, it was one world hunger, two stop crime, I think, and three social services, and four Lego for all. That's the priority list. And frankly, what a good priority list it is too. You missed earlier, Sawyer was on here and he was complimenting my hands for some reason, which was deeply unpleasant. But also, I guess, respect. This doesn't hold in, there's nothing Technic in here. There's just hole. I guess it just serves for stability. That sounded weird. Yeah, man, it was weird. Your ears do not deceive you. I do have nice hands. Well, thank you, I suppose. There was a YouTuber that I was watching at one point who I no longer watch, but he was talking about somebody said something about his YouTube like reviewing process, his Lego reviewing process. He said something along the lines of like, I'm glad that I don't have like weird hairy knuckles or anything, because I do so much stuff with my hands like this, that if I had hairy knuckles, that would be really weird. Which immediately made me look at my hands and go, do I have really hairy knuckles or something? I don't know. But I got very insecure about that for a little while. And luckily, so says the internet, and complete absolute strangers. I am nice. Thank you both. Two absolute strangers. Michaela, how does the mic sound from in there? Because it's a new one and I'm having fun with it. The lag on my computer is so bad. Yeah, Michaela is. Yeah, sorry, man. That makes sense. Ice hands. Oh, hey, Steven. Steven, I love how your handle is just your entire name. Or, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that. It's a fake name. I like that it's just such a good fake name. Mic sounds good. Yay. I was anxious that it wouldn't, because I was having some gain problems before I started. I had to turn things way up, and so I was nervous. But thank you. I like compliments. This is so cozy. I'm glad. I'm glad you feel cozy. I'm also feeling cozy. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for. That was very nearly straight, but not quite enough. Building Lego sets are kind of relaxing. I am inclined to agree with you. I find them very relaxing. It's something that I just get to do with my hands, and I don't have to, you know, I am choosing to make this kind of a screen activity because I'm live streaming it to you and I'm reading the chat over to my left. But you don't have to do it with screens, and I often don't. So it's kind of my, if I'm having a long day or a bad day or just, you know, I need a break from the world, I have Lego builds. And I also find it very relaxing. Of course, then I get so fired up about it sometimes that I I get notably unrelaxed. And at that point, I have to, well, I used to just rant at my wife about it, and then she found that not very relaxing either. And so I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this to the internet. And started my YouTube channel. She was much nicer about it than that. She was never mean. But it makes for a good story, doesn't it? Whoops, stud shooter time. Stud shooter. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, this is a part I've never seen before. An angle, a giant slope piece. All right, I'll take it. And then we get this big kind of cannon coming out the front, which is certifiably no longer relaxing. But here we go. And something that LEGO Star Wars has been doing a lot more recently is having the kind of aesthetic cannon guns right next to the stud shooters. And I have to say, I don't really mind. As long as it has the quote-unquote correct guns as well, that are aesthetically pleasing, I don't mind if there's stud shooters on them. Because guess what? There's a lot of people who don't like the stud shooters on their LEGO sets for many reasons. But guess what? You can always take them off if you don't like them. Okay, so if set sits like this, then wing goes on like this. Ooh, that's very satisfying. And that's it with the wings up. Yes, it wants me to fold the wing up. And this... one of these goes in each. Ooh, I'm excited for that. This goes in each. And then this goes over top. And this whole thing slides on, I decree, like that. So there we go. We have half completely built. And then this wing comes down at an angle like this. This fin comes down to the bottom here and really has a hard time clipping in. And here we have, what, 2/3 of a V-19 Torrent all together now. That's very exciting. And then this is what it looks like with this up. I do quite like this, actually, even though I acknowledge it's not correct or canon or whatever. But it's kind of a fun way, you know, maybe if the other one, even if these come out like this, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, the wings up. I think it will change once I have the other wing on. My opinion of all that might change. Okie smoke. So now we are on to our last bag. Oh, I shouldn't flip the page yet because we haven't built our friend yet. There's a perforated line, and I find that hilarious because it's paper, and so it just completely ignores the perforated line. Check our bags. Bags are empty. Excellent. For folks who are just tuning in, we have all paper bags in this set, which is the very first time that I've seen that. Okay, here is our Ventress, and this is probably the figure that I was looking for. I'm in no way, shape, or form a LEGO investor. I have absolutely no intention on ever selling any of my stuff, and I don't really track it for value. But I had someone earlier who was asking about values of minifigures, and if I had to bet on, well, actually, if I had to bet on any of these minifigures going up in value, I would bet on all of them, because I think they all will. Great. So let me just real quick zoom in here, and we can compare the new Asajj Ventress from 2025 next to the Asajj Ventress from 2008 right next to each other. And I'm missing the skirt piece for 2008 Ventress, so we'll ignore the legs thing. But Other than the fact that one's, maybe we'll take the lightsabers off, one's blue and one's purple, obviously. One has the freaky Clone Wars eyes and one of them doesn't. I do think that these are generally designed to be the same figure. They have the same cutout at the top of their shirt. They have the same general wraps down their midsection. I think that I like the belt here on, oh, I can point to it with this, on the older one. I like that it has the little circle here, and I like the belt. The curves on the sides are not really present on this one, which is interesting because this is back when Lego was way more into printing curves on female minifigures. So I think it's interesting that this one doesn't have them. This one has them far more pronounced. I don't know. What do the backs of their heads look like? Just about the same. Oh, but this one has back printing. She's got collarbones, shoulder blades, whatever they are. She's got them. And this wrap goes around to the back. This has nothing. I think I like the thinness. Like look at the insane level of detail. How thin the lines are on the back of this one's head versus this one. I feel like this one has much thicker line printing, which is a bummer because in general, this one, yeah, look at how thick the lines are up on the sides of her head. I think that this one with the freaky eyes, if I really wanted this one because I wanted one that didn't have the freaky eyes, but I just feel like the printing is so thick on this that this one is still going to remain my favorite. I'll just have to get the skirt piece from the original to make up for it all. The pool party set was the first set I built that had the paper bag. Did you know? October 2025 was the last Lego set I built before this one, and it was it was a chicken jockey unofficial. Nice. Unofficial. So was it like one that a fan had designed? Because that's pretty cool. Chicken jockey. Please nobody clip that. I don't need that out on the internet. There we go. Here we go. Our black barrels again. I feel like these must have appeared in like a Pirates of the Caribbean set or something. They just have that vibe to them. It was from Temu. Gotcha. Yeah, Temu and unofficial Lego, it's certainly an option. You will find folks who are very opinionated both ways on unofficial Lego. Some folks love it and swear by it because Lego is so expensive, and some folks are not as into it because it's not official Lego. I think that if you enjoy it, you know, and as well, actually, caveat, if you enjoy it and it's not one of the ones that steals designs from fan designers, then, you know, alternate brick companies are just alternate brick companies. As long as there's no piracy involved, have fun. So this is basically just an identical wing build, but symmetrical. And this is not my favorite thing to do, but there's not much you can do to avoid it, because at the end of the day, we are building what is basically a very fancy sci-fi plane. Well, I need to go. It was nice talking to you. Well, thank you for coming by, Luna. It was very nice talking to you as well. And I hope to talk to you again in the future. Have a lovely rest of your evening. I imagine it is maybe quite late where you are. Here it's not quite late yet, but I had a bunch of folks who have had to go because of that. So have a lovely rest of your evening. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. And yeah, good night. And for those of you who are still here, we're not going to be a whole lot longer ourselves. As soon as we wrap up this wing, it will be Betty Bye time for the Brickstorian as well. Again, please nobody clip that. That's all I ask. As you can tell from me quieting down a little bit, I was a regular old chatterbox at the beginning of the stream, and now we're slowing down just a skosh as we get later. It's been a while since I've streamed like this. I'll have to rebuild up my energy. I remember there was one stream that I did last May the 4th, I think, where just as I was kind of wrapping up to be done, a bunch of folks came on and they wanted to hang out and chat, and so that was lovely. And so I opened up another bag, or sorry, I opened up another set actually. I was ready to be done for the night, and I came to the end of a set, and everyone was there, and I was like, oh, I gotta hang out with these folks. And so I just kept streaming, and I started another set. And that was a mistake, because I had a little bit of time left in me, but not a whole bag's worth. And then everyone left. And so it was just me building a set by myself, which is what I would be doing anyway with my time, as you can imagine. But I was not expecting it. I feel like these bionicle hands have changed over the time. This stem here feels longer in particular. There we go. And again, one more time with feeling. No, I don't think I built that right. Nope. Wrong way. Back when I used to stream video games on Twitch, I used to run into the issue all the time where playing a video game and talking at the same time is very difficult. And I guess I thought that Lego sets would be different, and they're not. Talking while you build is absolutely a skill you have to, ironically, build. Haha, I'm so funny. Oh gosh, it is late. Just bring them like that. Yes. It's interesting. I was explaining to a friend recently how and why they pack color into the bottom, into Lego sets. Usually they use colorful bricks on the insides of sets because, well, I guess I had theorized at one point that it was because other colored bricks other than white and gray and black were cheaper to make. And it turns out that is not entirely true, although it's not untrue. But see, these blue parts in the bottom here are added, and then they're immediately covered up. And why do you suppose that is? I'll give you a second to think about it. It's now been a second, and the answer from the Lego designers themselves is that obviously Lego is for kids, and Lego is meant to be disassembled. And Lego is meant for kids to have an imagination and to want to build new things with the parts that they get. We enjoy them as collectors, but for kids, it's, you know, it's all about imagination. And the feeling was that for sets like Star Wars, you're getting a lot of gray parts. You're getting a lot of black parts. In this case, you're getting a lot of red parts, which is good, you know, this dark red color, which is good. But the feeling was that if you disassembled the set, all you'd have are parts in those colors. You wouldn't have a full color spectrum. And so more sets, more colors were designed intentionally on the interiors of sets so that kids, when they disassembled them, would have more parts, colors to play with, and could get more creative and more imaginative. Which I think is very sweet and a very admirable effort. And then obviously sometimes it's little references, like inside the brickheads, there's a little pink 2x4, no, 2x2 brick that represents their brains effectively, which is also fun. I like that there's a little bit of side detailing. Like if you're going to bulk up a ship like this and make it kind of thick, you may as well give it some detail on those corners that you wouldn't normally see. Gonna have a bunch of leftover parts here. There's 1, and then there's 2, and 3. Back to back like that, which is interesting. These little snot pieces. Snot meaning studs not on top, not something way grosser. I forgot to add more plates on this. There we go. Nice little ramped up slope like that. I wonder if, no, I was a little nervous that this bar piece here was meant to go kind of deeper into the wing, but I don't think so, because if it were, because I think the plate that's in there blocks things from going deeper. Excuse me. This is interesting too, because it's textured on one side and smooth tile on the other side. I wonder why certain parts have to be textured or smooth tile in particular. And this goes in there. And there we have our aesthetic cannon. Lovely, lovely. Pop these. These are to make sure the wings don't fold all the way down, that they only go down to a 45-degree angle. There's one, and there's the other. We pop this on this side, facing like this. Yep. Gosh, that takes a certain amount of strength. And fold this up. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll reserve my thoughts until the end. But I certainly do have thoughts on how that looks folded up. And this pops right on the front like this. Then I have 2 round stickers that they're going to force me to place on here at the very end. And I'm going to be mad about it, but that's okay. Oh gosh, they're supposed to go a specific way. They're supposed to go at a 45-degree angle when they're in this form, which means that when they're out like this, what? Do I have the box that I can look at how that's supposed to be? Okay, so when they're folded out, I'm going to do it this way. When they're folded out, they're supposed to be 45-degree. Like this. Ooh, that's a good tactic. Maybe I'll do it like that again on the other side. I basically just grabbed it on the 2 sides. Oh, they don't rotate. I'm silly. These don't rotate with the wings at all. So they're supposed to be down with the wings like this, and then these just fold back up like that. I could have done a better job on this one. Let me fix it real quick, because I didn't do it the way that I said I was going to do it. Oops. I want it to be in line with the wing. There we go. That's much better. Ooh, that's some pretty good sticker placement. Okie doke. So then we pop some tiles in the tile shooters. 1 and 2. And we make sure not to hit anyone in the face. Granted, there's no one around for me to hit, but we'll do our best anyway. There's an extra one of these left over. There should not be an extra one of these left over. Uh-oh. It would have been from this side. Let me look back. Find the last time the 2x2 round plate was used. Because that is for sure too big to be a leftover piece. Did I do it there? This is why we have brick separators. Or in this case, I'm using it as a plate separator, but that's fine. Alas, I discovered it. Nope, I didn't. Rats. Okay, so I did it correctly there. Bummer, but also that's a good thing. How does this look? Like this? So maybe I missed it on this side. Put this off. Nope, I can see it in there. Maybe I was supposed to be another one in this? It was definitely from this bag. Well, not definitely, I guess, but most likely. It was just... Oh, I know where it was. Okay. I'm supposed to put one on the bottom of this. There we go. Does it matter? Probably not. But now we're good. Okay, great. Then I'm just going to spread those. We're going to put our... We're going to break it. That's fun. We're going to pop our clone pilot in here. We're going to lean him back because he probably has to. We're going to break it again. So we have to pull him out again. Put that there. Pop him in, lean him back, put his arms down, put the canopy back, and here we go. So here is it landed. And it's pretty cool. It's very boxy. And moreover, so I'm very used to seeing it from reviews that I watched. I'm very used to seeing it like this. And this is the boxiness that was presented to me. What I didn't realize, I guess, was how long it is like this. I didn't realize how long these engines were, which look very funky in this position. If we fold these down, 1, 2, and then we fold our tail wing down and clip it in as well, I guess they feel more correct. We balance this quite nicely there for the camera for you all. So that's nice. I think in general it looks quite good. It's just a funky designed ship, but it's cool that you have this big, if you're a kid and you're swooshing this around, you've got a nice big handle to grab it from. It is mostly tiled on both sides. This side obviously looks nicer, but you know, not by a lot. I pull this back, clips in nicely this direction, clips in less nicely this direction. These are also quite fragile. I foresee these popping off a bunch here and here, just because I've already knocked them loose a couple times. But overall, we mostly bought this for the minifigures, and the set is just an added bonus. And I don't think that the olive green is too, because it's actually only here and back here. It's mostly just the white and the red, which will go nicely next to all of our other Republic vehicles. And we got a bunch of tiles here that are all extras. For the sake of this, we'll pop our Obi-Wan on this side. We'll pop our Ventress on this side. And we'll fly around with it like this. But I think that's going to do it for this stream. thank you all very, very much for coming and hanging out with me. Had some really lovely conversations with several of y'all, and I'm hoping to see many of you again at some point soon. I had a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to do more of these later. I have some sets that I'm going to definitely want to build on stream. The first of them is going to be this. This is Darth Vader's TIE Fighter with the Smart Play all-in-one, comes with the Smart Brick. I definitely want to get my first reactions to this on stream. And then I also have, like I was showing off earlier, I have this Anakin's Delta Interceptor or Delta Starship or whatever it's called, that I want to rebuild, make sure that it has all the pieces. I have this X-Wing that is mostly complete, Resistance X-Wing. I'm looking forward to building. I've also got, from this giant collection that was donated to me, I know I've got the 20th anniversary Snow Speeder, and I know I've got the Duel on Naboo from the one that's like got the reactor shafts and such in it. So I've got some stuff that I'm very much looking forward to building with y'all, and yeah, hopefully that will come along very soon. So in the meantime, have a lovely rest of your evening, and please subscribe if you enjoyed this, and if you liked it, please consider liking it. I don't know, I'm running through all my different things. I just recently started up a Patreon, if you're interested. If you stuck around this long through this video, I would like to think that hopefully you might be. And so go check that out. I'm still figuring out what's going to go on there at the moment, but it's going to be a great time no matter what. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. Have a lovely rest of your evening, everyone. Good night. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.